Georgia rapper Jayy Wick just went from rags to riches to possibly life in prison, all in under a year. Donald Anderson, aka Jayy Wick, will be put up for adoption at just 3 days old. Now, he would be later on adopted at 3 years old, and his family would relocate him to Cordell, Georgia, some 2.5 hours away from Atlanta. Growing up in a black community in Cordell, Georgia would definitely influence Mr. Jayy Wick's life. He would take a liking to writing poetry, making music, writing lyrics, especially after his parents got divorced at 11 years old, and it would be an outlet for him. At 16, he would leave his father's house, and for the first time, he would experience homelessness. On top of that, growing up in poverty, things were rough for Mr. Jayy Wick. Jayy Wick would keep grinding, and eventually his music would finally get an opportunity to be heard by the masses when Pork Chop Sandwich went viral and it hit YouTube, and as of today is sitting at 4.5 million views. His life changed instantly. He was able to move out of a single wide trailer into a house with a big picket fence. Everything that he ever imagined was going his way.
Man, ain't God good?
Easy. I was just telling him, man, like, me and my girl was just talking last night. She was down there in the bed ready to cry, bro. We sitting up there talking. We like, bro, 48 hours ago, I was sleeping in a single wide trailer. Like, my little boy running around, could touch every wall in that bed 60-second flat. And goddamn, boy, I just woke up in 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths,
yes, sir.
fenced in backyard. I've owned one car in my whole life. It was a 99 Civic. Go outside and see what's parked out that bitch.
Yeah.
Wide body, 392. Mine.
Hey, TC, we gonna take the cameras out. We gotta check out the new whip.
If it's one thing we love as fans, is a rags to riches story, especially when it comes off genuine. And Jayy Wick was winning. He had other songs, multiple songs, getting in the millions of views on YouTube. Signed a deal. Things were shaping up for him until last month.
An Atlanta rapper who was visiting Panama City Beach for a performance was arrested on a charge of attempted first-degree murder.
Bay County Sheriff Tommy Ford says 26-year-old Donald Anderson, also known as Jayy Wick, shot an 18-year-old the night of April 25th. News Channel 7's Isabella Benhumea spoke with the sheriff about how they tracked down the suspect in Atlanta.
Jazz-Berry rapper Donald Anderson, known as Jayy Wick, has built a massive online following with nearly 120,000 YouTube subscribers and 500,000 Instagram followers. The Georgia native, best known for his track Pork Chop Sandwich, was in Panama City late last month, taking the stage at Vibes nightclub. But investigators say that performance came just after he fired multiple shots at an 18-year-old.
Yo, Panama City, Florida, April 25th, I will be at Vibes. I'm bringing the whole gang with me. I got Well Global, GD Glock, Speedball, so I'm bringing the whole crew.
And that night, Donald Anderson or Jayy Wick performed at Vibes nightclub, according to Bay County Sheriff Tommy Ford. But Ford says before he got on stage, he was right here at Beach Access 83, where at around 11 p.m., he shot an 18-year-old male multiple times and then fled the scene.
Disturbing that you could shoot somebody and to the point that they were almost dead. They were in critical condition and still not in very good condition, and then go on to perform like that.
It started Saturday night when deputies responded to reports of gunshots on the west end of Panama City Beach. Captain Jason Daffin says they found the victim alone while the group he was with was just down the road at a home.
People were fleeing from the area. We're trying to track people down while trying to make contact with that residence. We actually saw some people kind of hiding off the side. We've got witnesses hiding in closets that we're having to find, so it wasn't real easy to find people to find out exactly what had happened when we were originally responding down there.
Daffin says Anderson and the victim knew each other and were staying at the same place. After performing at Vibes, investigators say Anderson went back to the Atlanta area, where Bay County investigators arrested him Tuesday at a shopping mall.
No matter how much cooperation information we get, we're going to get that end result, and we're going to go wherever we got to go in the United States, and we're going to get you, and we're going to bring you here, and you're going to face the consequences.
The investigation is still ongoing. Investigators believe he acted alone and say a motive remains unknown.
We're going to put on a show, 229 weekend. All my folk going to be there. Grab your folks, y'all folk pop out.
I don't think it takes a rocket science to know that if their promo video for your club, they're wearing a bulletproof vest, that you've got a problem there.
Nah, officer, he just country. Matter of fact, that bulletproof vest wouldn't stop the wind from blowing him over.
So I'm not very happy about that.
Anderson is charged with attempted first-degree murder and faces a minimum mandatory sentence of 25 years in prison, up to life. Anderson is expected to be extradited and booked into the Bay County Jail within 7 to 10 days. Sheriff Ford says Vibes nightclub and the artists it brings in have been a continuing problem in Bay County. He says the sheriff's office will work with Panama City Police to put a stop to it. We reached out to Vibes nightclub but have not heard back.
And Sheriff Ford says the victim is still at a local hospital, but he's expected to make a full recovery.
And Sheriff Ford also says they had assistance from several agencies, including the U.S. Marshals Service, Atlanta PD, PCPD, and Clayton County Police.
More details would emerge. You see, it was reported that Jayy Wick actually shot his security guard. But in actuality, no, he shot one of his entourage members, one of the people that he called homeboy. And this guy's name would be D, an 18-year-old boy who traveled down there to Florida with him. It would be reported that Jayy Wick and entourage were having a little get-together before they went to perform at Vibes nightclub. And at the house that they were at, they were drinking, they were smoking, and they saying that maybe Jayy Wick may even have been under the influence of some pills. But for whatever reason, he would go outside and he would talk to his partner D, who was talking to a woman. And the result of that would end up with him shooting him multiple times. They would then pack up, go to the nightclub, party, do his job, rap, put on a performance, and then go back to Atlanta like nothing ever happened. Jayy Wick would even go as far as the next day putting up personal posts about his partner to deceive everyone as if he didn't do it. But there were questions that needed answers. You see, the family of the young man needed to know what happened, and they needed to know where was Jay at. Because how are you in Atlanta when he got shot in the company of you? His aunt would get on Facebook and say, really? So why you ain't called us, his family? We the one praying and going down the road. You ain't even talked to the folks. F this, don't post my nephew no more. She would also say my nephew shot and folks just carrying on like he ain't ish. Well, he is. Y'all ain't ish. She would then give an update once he was arrested and accused for shooting her nephew by saying, just for everyone to know, Jayy Wick BA just got arrested 2 hours ago in Atlanta for shooting my nephew in Florida over the weekend. Just know a few more are going to get arrested in the upcoming days. If you were there, just know they are coming for you too. Everyone that was in Florida that weekend, just know that he is doing okay. Well, it seems like they thought that Buck was doing okay, but things took a turn for the worse, and unfortunately he passed away. Condolences go out to the family. Hate that this situation happened, but there are people that have to pay. And so Jayy Wick would be picked up at the South Lake Mall in Morrow, Georgia, Clayton County, and arrested, and he'll be set to be extradited back to Florida.
Truck out here.
upgraded charges that were attempted murder and are now first-degree murder with intent. You see, at the time that they thought that D was recovering and going to make a full recovery, he was able to talk to the police. And apparently he said that Jay shot him for no apparent reason. He said that he had a gun on him, but he never upped it. He was part of the entourage. That's his partner. He said he asked him, "Yo, you straight?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he turned around and got shot. So I don't know if this was just Jay having a freak accident on some pills, or if maybe there was some bad intentions, something happened that nobody's talking about. Either way, man, when I look at this situation, I say, what a effing waste, man. You grinded that hard. You were so proud of your accomplishments. You barely got your feet in the game and you were having success. Millions of views, everything that you could ask for. And you crashed out for what? And I get it, you're innocent until proven guilty. Let me make that known. But at the same time, this ain't looking good for you. You wasn't moving strategic. This just seemed like a spur of the moment sloppy shooting. Until we get the motive, that's how it's gonna be looked at. Then for you to go back and act like nothing ever happened, not talk to the family, you putting up posts trying to deceive people. You had the murder weapon on your hip when the police came and got you. It lets me know that you ain't a critical thinker, dawg. Yeah. So this is a situation that could have been avoided. Maybe it could have been some type of conflict resolution if it was a conflict. But it sounded like you just did something. Was you geeking and tripping off them pills? Tweaking off them pills? This is why, one, y'all got to make sure that y'all leave them drugs alone, man. You got to cherish the blessings that come upon you, because there will be no more opportunities. Most likely, even if you beat this case, they're going to look at you like you ain't even got enough, cachet in the game to be taking risk on you. And we saw what just happened with Pooh Shiesty. People ain't trying to be on that gangster time no more, man. That real gangster image, the real one, the real stuff, people ain't messing with that no more, man. So you was sitting here talking about how you went from a single wide trailer, didn't think about your child when you did this. Single wide trailer to a nice house. Who gonna pay for that now? You gotta pay for legal fees. You got other things to pay for. You just left your girl and your kid in a bad position. You don't got no family to help depend on you. You adopted. Left the house at 16. Sound like you don't even get along with your people. I don't know what to tell you, man. Jay Wick, you threw it all away for nothing. I guarantee you sitting in that cell right now wishing that you didn't trip out. And that whatever it was that y'all was beefing about, or if it wasn't anything you was beefing about, whatever it wasn't worth it. So I would say good luck to you, but I don't like when I see white people shooting black men. So y'all let me know what you think, man, down below. Do y'all think that Jay Wick just ruined it all? What's y'all take on this, man? Let me know. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. We out, baby. Boo!
Big-Just-LaFlare.
It's him.